Life sounds better. Life sounds better. Life sounds better with a southern drawl. Chewing on red man, spent all morning up in a tree stand. Burgers and hot dogs, living for football. Backwoods battle cry, made with a duck call. Nice and simple like sweet iced tea. Here's that down on recipe. We drive trucks, we drink beer, we shoot whiskey and hunt deer. We say things like yes ma'am and howdy y'all. Life sounds better with a southern drawl. Good intentions get a little crazy. I love our religion. Apple pie, baseball, honky tonk dance hall. Reef mud bogging, eyes 4 feet tall. We mind our manners and we talk real slow. Down here, buddy, that's the way it goes. We drive trucks, we drink beer, we shoot whiskey and hunt deer. We say things like yes ma'am and howdy y'all. Life sounds better with a southern drawl.
Hey, what's up? Scared to get outdoors. Changed my intro again. Hope y'all like it. It's been a minute since I made a video here, so I figured it's about time I make one. I'm gonna try and start making them more frequently again like I was doing before, but it's been a lot going on. It's a couple days after Christmas. Hope everybody had a good Merry Christmas. New Year's is approaching now. So, but it's been raining. It's starting to clear up a little bit. It's the first time it's been clear in days since Christmas, actually. And with the way the torrential rain's been coming down, pond's flooded. Pond's real flooded. So I usually sit in between them two trees and right over there. So I'm gonna walk around the back side of the pond and yeah, I ain't smoking my tubes right now. I got a whole bag of backer at the house. But I asked my dad if he'd pick me up some from the store, just a couple bucks. Hell, he brought me a whole carton of these cigars. These are really good, these Cheyennes. First type I ever had was the strawberry. I like the vanilla, personally. They're like a black and mild. And these are like a cigarette with a filter on them, but they're cigars. See, when I was 9 years old, when I started smoking, my daddy was smoking the little filtered Swisher Sweets like this. Then he switched to King Edwards. Then when I turned 16 and everybody found out I was smoking, by that time he was still smoking King Edwards, but I was getting basic light cigarettes from the neighbor. I'd go wash her dishes and she'd give me a packet of cigarettes. And I turned 18, and at that time I was smoking Broncos, which I ain't seen a pack of Broncos in years, and I wish I could. I don't know if they still make them or not. And if they don't, I wish they did, because it was a cheap cigarette, but it was a good one. Well, anyway, I started smoking Santa Fe cigars. They had the orange dotted cigarette filter on them. They were like $1.89 a pack or something like that. Anyway, Dad started smoking them, but you couldn't get them in cartons. You could only get them in packs. Anyhow, one day for my birthday, he bought me a carton of Cheyennes. I asked him to try them, and so then he started smoking that, so that's what we got now. I can remember being 11, 12, and 13 years old. My daddy had the old GMC Sierra, a 94 GMC Sierra, and the driver door you could lock it, but it would lock, but I could take anything, any key in the world, or just anything. Hell, I could take the nail file off a fingernail clipper, stick in that keyhole, turn it, and unlock it. It's just a bad lock, I guess. I'd get in there, reach behind the seat, grab a couple packs of his King Edward cigar. But Swisher Sweets is too damn expensive, or I'd be smoking them. They're hell. You don't pay that much, you might as well buy a pack of Marlboros. But cigars is what I used to just straight up smoke. Cheap, burn slow, last long, they smell good. Thing about cigars though, you ain't supposed to inhale them. Hell, I didn't come out here to talk about cigars though. I really didn't have a plan for today's episode. Just come out here and sit and chill for a little bit. Yeah, it's been raining so much. It's finally pretty today. Here it is, December 28th, and I'm out here in short sleeves, man. I'm out here in short sleeves. That's ridiculous for December. But I can remember several years ago, there was, my birthday's in August. Now, on my birthday in August, several years ago, I can remember, me and my daddy went down to Nickajack Lake, just up the road there, and got out on the boat. Hell, we was in our thermals, our flannels, and everything else, and it was 34 or 35 degrees that day. In August, on the water, it was like 34 and 30. I was like, geez, it's cold. I don't know what was wrong with the weather that day. I mean, can you imagine that? August in the south, and it was 34 or something like that degrees. Okay, October that same year, on Halloween night, me and my mama was going through Trenton, and I looked up on the bank sign there, and it said, Happy Halloween, temperature 81 degrees. I'm like, all right, now what's wrong with this picture? It's 34 degrees in August, and now it's 81 in October. Mother Nature needs a my dog or something. And see, that's another thing, been staying sick here lately, because the temperature's been fluctuating more than normal. It's been hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold. And I'm thinking that's what's keeping us all so damn sick. Hell, a couple weeks ago, for about 2 weeks, I had pneumonia, bronchitis, and something else. All at once. Oh, pneumonia, bronchitis, and the flu. I had all three of them at once for about 2 weeks. Couldn't get warm. I stayed shivering. I mean, I was wrapped up, sweating. You know, because I was hotter than hell, but I felt like I was colder than hell. But and the only time I didn't really cough was when I was smoking. That was rough. And then I was supposed to get my boy that weekend that I was sick, and I couldn't get him, but he ended up having a earache that weekend anyhow. So, yep. I don't know. Things are starting to change. Hopefully I got a plan for New Year's Day. But things are starting to turn around a little bit. I got some positive, very positive things that I can't talk about right now, but I got some very positive things happening in my life right now, which I'm very thankful for. So, hopefully I got a plan for New Year's Day, hopefully. But things start turning around, which is good. I'm glad. It's been a dry spell. Nothing bad luck here lately. So, ain't it just peaceful out here? Yeah, the spot like this that was at the park used to be a big old huge rock, and it had like this arch in it on the side, and me and my buddies would go back there. That was when we was 16, 17-year-old, and we all knew at least one old timer somewhere in Trenton that would go buy us some Mad Dog 2020. You know, the shit that, you know, we'd drink ourselves to death on. Get sicker than a dog. Wake up next morning thinking, hell, I ain't never drinking again. You know, oddly enough, we all remember it, because I got a couple of buddies we'll sit there and reminisce. Oh, how far we ain't doing that shit again. It was fun though. There was a wine called Irish Rose. No cheap wine. We'd get it and we'd go creek. We'd drink. I had one buddy, first time he'd ever drank, he would laid out on the dirt like this, you know, and going, I want to die. I ain't never drinking again, he'd say. And then the next thing you know, next day, he'd be so damn sore and feel like death, you know. I remember when we was drinking that down there at the creek. Hell, I told him, I said, right before he passed out, I told him, I said, you lay right there, I'm gonna walk into Trenton. I'm gonna get it. Let's see, I had just turned 21 at that time. And he was like 16, 17. So I was like, I'm gonna go get a couple packs of cigarettes and about a case of beer, and I'm gonna walk back down here, and hell, I'm fine, I'll drink, you know, and I'm gonna pass out. I said, okay, we had a tent and sleeping bag set up. We're just gonna chill down there. Hell, I got back and he was gone. I was like, where in the hell did you go? Turns out his drunk ass just got sick, sobered up a little bit, walked home. But, you know, good times, man. Me and my buddies, we were crazy. But I'm gonna try and start making these videos a little more frequently, you know. So I'm trying to get more subscribers and more, you know, viewers. So y'all, those of y'all that see these, if y'all like them, which I'm sure you do, if you didn't, you wouldn't watch them. You know, y'all tell your friends and tell them you want to see some random shit, you know, laugh your ass off, or just want to be entertained by a good story. Y'all tell them check out my channel.